When you start a business, man, and you're focusing on the money always going to elude you. So you can't focus on the money. You have to focus on building a good business. You know, when the athletes, when they coming up through the ranks in high school and everything, they're not really focusing on the money. They're focusing on, okay, how can I be the best athlete that I can be? How can I be the best performer that I can be? Because the once you focus on the results, the money is going to follow. You're going to have a successful dentistry or doctor practice, or you're going to have a successful career because people are going to see the value in what you've created, right? So you focus on those things, and then you like I say, you focus on relations, like what you're doing with your podcast, right? You focus on building good relationships, and you focus on the humanitarian side of it, and the knowledge comes through the humanitarian, right? Because you're treating people like you really care about them, and like a genuine care. Like I'm just gonna treat you well because you treat me well. You treat me well anyway, whether you treat me well or not. Because my salvation and my success, right, is dependent on how I treat you, not how you treat me. Right? That's something that you have to work out. I can treat you the best I can treat you, and if you focus on that, people are going to see that you're genuine. So like I told you that story earlier when I had some people, some tenants going up and down the street, trying to blast my name and throw me up under the bus and try to form a confederacy against me. But the people who I helped, right? The people who were genuine and people that really cared about me and people that I cared about, they told them to get away from around here. I mean, they did nothing to you. They couldn't form the confederacy, right? Because they knew it was foolishness. That man did nothing but treat you with kindness and respect. So nobody joined into it, and they got upset about it, because nobody wanted to go along on that monkey train that they was on, right? But that's because I built good relationships. I built it based on kindness and respect. I didn't build it. I didn't build it because I want to squeeze every penny out of you. Because if I squeeze every penny out of you, then when times come and they get hard, then you're penniless and you can't support your family. If you can't support your family, how you gonna pay me? Your everything is to put food. Your every desire is gonna be to put food on the table for your children. You ain't thinking about the rent. You ain't thinking about my building. You ain't thinking about my business. You ain't thinking about my family. You're trying to support your family, but you can't do that because I squeeze every quarter out of you. So you gotta leave blessings on the table so other people can be blessed, right? So that's how you succeed. You can't squeeze the people. You can't squeeze the last drop out of a turnip. It's not gonna be right. Never gonna be right.
So it's really about, and I think people forget about giving good service. Even when Jesus said, "I come to be to serve, not be served," and we forget that applying that type of character would take us so far and get built great relationships when you think about service, not about the money, but the service that you are giving to another individual.
Yeah, look, man. If you treat people right, regardless of whether they treat you right or not, you're gonna have more people out there that's advocates for you than you're gonna have against you, right? And those people who are advocates for you, those people who find favor with you, are going to carry you in your business a long way because they're going to tell 1,001 other people, hey, go. I got people calling me now for somebody I haven't rented to 10 years ago. Hey, call this guy over here. If you're ever in St. Louis, call this guy over here. He'll treat you right. I may not have anything for them that they want, but the referral came through for somebody I haven't rented to 10, 15 years, right? So, so that's the kind of, relationships that I've built over the years with my contractors. I stood out in the rain with my contractors with umbrellas over them because they refused to come in out the rain to finish the job. So I'm like, man, let me get you a raincoat. We stand out here together, you know? because it's I'm not above anybody, right? You know, I'm you know, I'm not trying to be above anybody. Right? I'm not trying to be above my tenants. I'm not trying to be above my contractors. You know, we all fall short of the glory and grace of God, right? So when I'm out there doing my business dealings, they all personal to me. Now, not just because it's my business, it's personal to me because I care about you. It's personal to me. It's personal to me because I want you to. If it was my daughter or my wife or my auntie or my uncle out there, I want you to treat them like I'm treating you. If the table's flipped and I got to come rent from you later, I want you to treat me later like I'm treating you now.
And that's the key because people forget roles to reverse. No matter how you look at it, that's why I believe you got to have that humble mentality. In the Bible it speaks of like humble yourself. And if you don't humble yourself, God's gonna humble you. And you might not like it. You
Or you
know,
definitely not gonna like it. You definitely, when the Lord put His hands on you, definitely not gonna like it, right? Because the Lord gonna put it on you, and I can evict you, right? Okay, I evict you. I get money judgment, blah. I collect from you. I garnish your wages and not okay, whatever. But the Lord can break you, right? So, and you got to be careful how you treat people, because you don't know who you're entertaining. You could be entertaining angel unawares, right? So, and I always tell people, there may not be a test for you. It may be a test for me. How I'm treating you may not, it may not be, you may be in my life to see, okay, how is Tony gonna respond when I bring this bad person in their life, into his life? Are you gonna fall off and start talking crazy and treating them bad? Or are you gonna maintain your composure and treat them like you still, care about and respect them? So that's a test for me. It ain't a test for you. I'm asking the Lord to bless me and to give me all these wonderful things, but then, the Lord just don't give you those things. He put tests and challenges in your way to give you those things. You ask the Lord for understanding, He's going to give you complex situations to figure out. Right? You ask the Lord for strength, He's going to give you things that's meant to break you, that you're supposed to come through and make you stronger. He just don't give you strength. He give you challenges to make you go through those challenges so you can come out stronger. And I think people forget that in the hustle and bustle of trying to succeed in real estate. I mean, there's a lot of crooks in real estate. Contractors are stealing from you. Inspectors are trying to squeeze you for money. You got politicians trying to. All right, let me
so
slow my roll.
yeah. The next question is, what was the feeling when you had that residual coming in, first residual income come in? What was that feeling like?
It felt great, man. I mean, be honest with you, like I said, you go to your job and you feel like, man, this job don't sustain me anymore, right? And I'm here because I want the extra money. I'm here because I want to be here, not because I have to be here. Excuse me. And that's a good feeling. It's a good feeling, to be free from this hamster wheel they got us on. Because the system that they got us in is not meant for anybody to break free. It's meant for you to get up, have just enough, go to work, have just enough to come back tomorrow, right? And it because if they were really trying to help me, interest rates wouldn't be 30% of my credit cards. If they're really trying to help me, then my school system and my neighborhoods wouldn't be run down, right? So they give you just enough to keep you getting up to come back. So when you finally, whether that's in real estate, whether it's in, whatever type of business you're in, when you get enough where you can start sustaining yourself and that residual starts to come in, it gives you a sense of peace, it gives you a sense of freedom. And it's a great feeling.
My question before we have to wrap up pretty soon is now, what is your dreams for your company? Where do you see your company? Are you still growing your company, or what are your visions now since you're a seasoned investor?
Tired, man.
Mm.
Really, really tired. Uh, it's very difficult uh, to run a corporation the way I've run it, right? Um, I run most of the things by myself. I run the front office, the back office, both sides, right? And as you can see, when I started, I didn't have all this gray in my face, right? So that's how long I've been doing. I don't know if the real estate caused me to have the gray, or if the gray is just a result of old age. I don't know, but it's very difficult. So I'm tired, and honestly, I was really selling things off to get out of real estate. And the next thing for me is real estate services. I got some software that I developed, like I said, I'm a software developer. I got some software that I developed that I'm talking to some guys over right now on how to get that to come to life. And over my 20 something years in real estate, I developed a system that's going to make it easier for people just getting into real estate and to manage the real estate, especially if they're doing it by themselves, like I did. And everything that I've done in real estate, well, I can't say everything. That's a big broad statement, but a lot of things that I've done in real estate, I've done from scratch. I created my own forms. I created my own processes. Created my own software. Um, and I did the whole back end design of it. I did all the screen designs. I did all the stuff that I need to do. But by the time I finished doing all that over 20 some years, my programming skills became outdated. So I don't know. I don't have the latest and greatest technology skills right now. So I got to hire somebody to bring it to life for me. Um, but whenever I get that done, it's going to hold people accountable. It's going to hold landlords accountable. It's going to hold tenants accountable. It's going to hold contractors accountable, because there's so much corruption in the system, in the real estate system. And this would be a cautionary tale for anybody who's trying to get into real estate. There are crooks out there, and I would advise anybody to get it in writing. When you get it in writing, get lien waivers. Whenever you pay somebody, when somebody say they're going to do something great, I believe you. Get it in writing. Like I say, my contracts are for other people. It's not for me, because I'm gonna do what I say I'm going to do. But I'm not opposed to writing contracts now for anybody, right? If that makes you feel great, that's wonderful. But get it in writing. Uh, Real estate is one of those businesses where people want to get paid up front before they even come on the job site. I want a third down, a third. It's a $30,000 job. You want 10 grand up front? I don't know. I
Mm,
don't know you. Well, I need license. I need IDs. I need your business insurance. I
mm,
need your contractor's license. I need things to make me feel comfortable. So real estate is just as much as a success story as it is a cautionary tale for people who don't know to ask the right questions. They don't know that there's a wolf in sheep clothing right in front of you, and they say they can do anything, and they can't. When I first got into real estate, uh, people would say, "Oh, I can do everything." Nobody can do everything. I'm an HVAC guy. I'm a plumber. I'm an electrician. I'm a roofer. No. I let plumbers do what plumbers do. I let electricians do what electricians do. I let carpenters do what carpenters do. If you tell me you can do everything, I'm gonna go find somebody else, because nobody can do everything. You may can do a lot of things, but you can't do everything, right? And when people start that talk, I'm heading for the door, because 9 times out of 10, it's not true. But when the young folks come in, and they got me when I was in, I had a guy did a little house, a 900,000 square foot house. He did a roof for me. This man had bought so much material, an 18-wheeler truck pulled up to deliver,
mm,
talking about, I need the material for the house. I said, man, I know I don't know nothing about roofing, but I know how to count, right? And that looked like a lot of material for 1,000 square foot house. So 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 I'm just saying, be careful, be cautious, and don't be too quick and too excited to just pay anybody and everybody. You got a right to check them out. You got a right to ask for their license and their credentials. You got a right to ask for pictures. You got a right to ask them to sign contracts and lien waivers. And when you pay them, you got a right not to pay them a third up front. Why I got to give you a third? I pay for materials, and if you want to get paid, you finish the job, and I pay you when you're 25% complete, right? So the only thing I got to risk now is the material. You don't need money to start a job. What you need money to start a job for? You don't need money to buy tools. You're supposed to have your tools. If I got to pay for I don't pay for tools. I pay for materials. If you got to pay for tools, that's on you, right? So it's all these little things, man, that and I know we kind of got off the subject on that, but it's all these little things, man, that people need to be aware of when they get into real estate. And real estate is so vast. And people say they want to get into real estate or they want to grow their real estate business. Or what's the next step, like you just asked? Well, my question to you is, what part of real estate, you want to get into? You want to get into sales, you want to get into the buy side of it, you want to get into commercial, you want to get into mixed use, what you want to get into? You want to get into software services, real estate services, what part of real estate? And there are so many real estate markets that people ignore. They think it's just one real estate market. Oh, I'm getting into real estate. No, but you got a real estate market in California is different than a real estate market in New York. So the things that you can do in California, you can't do in New York, right? So when you start talking about I'm getting into real estate, or I'm gonna grow my real estate business, really think about what that means and what it's going to take. And there's government resources out here that can help you. You know, if you can't get the government resources, or you don't qualify, or it's taking too long, you can always grow your business on credit cards. I mean, you can
So
do it. It's going to be expensive.
yeah.
You got to get in and out, but you can do it.
So we wrapping up. So, you already gave, what you up to now, doing with your software and, my thing now, or are you offering even mentorship or anything for people that's getting into real estate, or even consulting with other people that already invest themselves, but they might take a liking it to you, you know?
Man, I mean, it's probably something that I should look into, uh, but I haven't looked into it. I've helped people uh, start businesses, their real estate business from the ground up, give them my entire real estate system, right? And they become very successful. And some of them, were unscrupulous and they failed. Even though I gave them the keys to everything, I gave them my forms, I gave them my process, I even analyzed the deals for them. At one point, I was a notary. I was a mobile notary, and I used to even notarize the contracts for them. Right. That's another lucrative business, by the way. No mobile notary service. But it's just it's I don't know, man. I think my problem is, as a mentor, um, I wouldn't know one, how to charge people, and I wouldn't know where to start and stop my mentorship, right? Uh, because once you start talking, uh, you have to cut it off somewhere. Uh, and I can't cut it off because I feel like you should know everything. And when I start talking, I'm gonna teach you everything, right? Everything that I learned, everything that I know, my problems and pains of the past, right? And um, I think I might be a good mentor, but um, I may overwhelm people because I don't really have a process from taking them from the very very beginning to the very very end slowly.
Mm,
My process is, okay, here's the beginning. We get ready to run at it. We're gonna run through the whole thing, and in 6 months you gonna be expert.
mm,
'Cause I'm gonna shortcut the process for you. I'm gonna take all the pitfalls out of it, as many as I can remember, as many as I can teach you, right? And the St. Louis is a very unique place. There's not a lot of people in St. Louis. It's not like other places, right? Uh, that people have this great camaraderie that just want to help you succeed. A lot of times, you got people, your closest friends, I had this happen to your closest friends will turn it back on you. People that you helped and gave your whole process to, you know, times get hard, it's doggy dogs, self-preservation, you know, and that's a little disheartening, especially when you've given them everything that you got as a friend, uh, and as a mentor. Um, but you know, it is what it is. So these days I'm rolling alone, right? I had people tell me that when my back was up against the wall when the economy fell apart 2008, my back was up against the wall. I had a cat tell me he found some investor that was helping everybody. He told I asked, hey man, make the introduction so I can get my situation going again. He told me he didn't do it. I had to come through him. He know who I'm talking about. I ain't got to mention his name. I got to come through him. Well, we've been rolling for 15 years. If you ain't learned nothing about me in 15 years, the one thing you should know is I ain't about to bend me over no barrel, right? I burn this thing to the ground before I let you bend me over a barrel, right? I had inspectors try to squeeze me for money, right? Told me, hey man, give me some money, I'll pass it. I said, brother, I turn it down to the studs. Give me a couple $100, I'll pass it. I said, man, I spent $10,000 and before I give you 200. I said, fill it. I said, I tear the whole thing apart. I'm not gonna pay. I said, I'm unbendable, brother. So if you're gonna try to squeeze me, I'm unsqueezable, right? Because at the end of my life, at the end of my record book is written, right? And the Lord be like, hey, you took that bribe, you paid that cat off, you did some unscrupulous things. I got somebody I got to answer to, brother, and you're not gonna squeeze me, just because I want to make some money. I'm not gonna rob nobody to make some money. No, it ain't that serious for me. My business is built on kindness and respect. My business is built on love and honor, right? I'm gonna treat you as best as I can treat you. I'm gonna do the best I can for you. When you become a part of my real estate family, you become part of my family. And if you need to put food on the table, we'll put food on the table. We need to find you a job, we'll find you a job.
So with that, it's about values, and not a lot of people have values or principles, and your principles would get tested no matter what area you are in life, but it's going to come down to that you will get tested. You have to, really have tough skin dealing with individuals who want to manipulate and be deceitful, you know.
Yeah, man. Whenever you're in a service-based business, whatever business it is, real estate, any other business, right? There's going to be people out there that try to take advantage of you, right? Especially if you come to them and say, "Hey, I'm gonna treat you with love and kindness and respect, and I'm a God-fearing individual." They take that for weakness, but my God ain't a God of weakness. My God is a God of strength. My God is not a God of confusion. My God is not the God. He's not the author of confusion. He's not the author of weakness. He gave you a sound mind. He gave you principles. He gave you rules and regulations to follow. And when you follow those rules and regulations, he's gonna protect you. You know, I got people that I helped start in business, and because they did it the wrong way, they out of business. You know, if I've seen personally with my own eyes, guys that I was mentoring take advantage of contractors, take advantage of tenants, right? And I'm standing there, and people come to me, I'm like, no, that's not me. That's his business, right? Because I don't deal in the gray. I don't deal in the shade. Is we gonna deal on the square. We're not gonna deal. And I would rather lose money than to beat you out of $1. I lose it all, right? Because it doesn't drive me like that. I'm not I'm not trying to conquer the world. I'm just trying to help a few people and take care of the few places that the Lord has placed in my care. That's it.
Okay. So this is my last question before we wrap this interview up. What would you tell your old self? We talk about the self that, you know, watching his mother be a single parent, and you probably don't know which way to turn, or you probably have an idea of how you want to, your life to go. So what would you tell your old self, if you wrap your arms around it, talk to him?
That's a good question, man. Uh, I would tell my old self the best thing I could possibly tell him, and that would be trusting the Lord, and He's gonna renew your strength, right? And because there's going to be some times, regardless of whether it's in business or it's personal, whatever, there's going to be real, real trying time, right? And it's going to seem like you on that cliff, on that mountain, all by yourself. And it's going to seem like your family ain't for you. They don't understand what you're trying to do. Your friends may not be there for you. They think that you put them down because you don't care about them, or you don't love them, and you done changed, and 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 that ain't true. It ain't that you don't care about them. I mean, it may be true that you changed, but it ain't that you don't care about them. It's that you just can't go where the Lord is taking me, right? And you may be the very thing that's holding me back, right? From getting those full blessings of the Lord. It's like putting new wine into old wine bottles, into old wine skins,
Oh,
right? It's just gonna bust the wine skin, right?
mm,
As long as the wine is flowing, it's good. But once I get that old wine in there and just let it set, it's gonna trap the old bottle. So you just can't. Everybody that's at this level in your life. That's what I would tell you. Everybody that's at this level in your life may not be ready to go to the next level of your life. And I heard some people say, "Lord, take me to the next level." And I told them, I said, "Look, man, you got to be careful what you ask for, because the next level could be down, right?"
mm,
So when you start asking God for things, you say, "God, take me to the next higher level. Take me to the next
mm,
best level. Take me to a better level." But when you're asking God for those things, you also need to ask God for the correction, the judgment. Hey, Lord, remove from me the iniquity. So when I get to that level, remove these people that's in my life that's trying to go, that's holding me back. Keep me out these clubs, keep me out this pornography, keep me out these things I ain't supposed to be doing, right? But you're asking God to take you to these higher levels, but you got all this stuff holding you back. You got all these anchors on you, right? So you're not gonna succeed when you got people in your life that's not for you. You think they for you, but they secretly working against you, right? The devil is a liar, right? And I don't want to turn so like I'm turning your podcast into a religious
No, no,
experience.
no,
Like,
no. This is what it's for. Like, like I said, it's to motivate, and you keep going. You know.
yeah, it's you gotta stay grounded, man. I tell myself, I say, hey man, stay grounded. There's gonna be some problems and pains in your life. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes, especially when you grow up in a household where the mother's not around, or the father's not around, or the structure is broken. And that's most of us in the United States, right? That's the way that when they broke our family up, and we can go back to that whole slavery thing, but whatever. So when they tore our families apart, and tore the men out of the family that give us the strength and the guidance, and leave it to the mothers. The mothers are nurturing, the mothers are loving, the mothers are caring. You scrape your knee, they bandage you, but they can't teach a man how to be a man, right? So we're broken. So I would tell them, hey man, there's gonna be some hard times, young Tony, in your life, but stay grounded. Keep the Lord first. Stay prayed up. Stay in faith, and everything's gonna work out. You know, and the things that you asking for, it look like the Lord ain't granting you. That He giving them to you, but He giving them to you in challenges. He giving them to you in parables. He giving them to you in stories, and the things that I'm going through, maybe I have to go through them so I can be a blessing for somebody else. So when somebody come and say, "Hey man, how do I get out of that situation? How do I do that?" And they come ask me, I say, "Hey, this is how you do it. This is how you do it in life. This is how you do it in personal, in business. This is how you do it." And you may not be able to sidestep all of the pitfalls, young Tony, but some of those pitfalls you can sidestep. Find somebody that's going to help you, a mentor. Like somebody that's got your best interest at heart. They say a lot of cats out here that want to charge you five, six, $700,000 a month to be a mentor. No, I kind of disagree with that. But I mean, to each his own. I can't tell another man how to make his money. Can't tell another man how to spend his nickels. But find a mentor, right? Find somebody that's going to teach you and lead you and guide you. And God is going to put those people into your life, right? When you're ready, God's going to put those people into your life. He's going to send that person or those people that's gonna smooth out that path. For me, he sent several people. One of those guys he sent to me was Dave Mack, right? Dave Mack helped me in real estate, showed me some things, and it was a lot of other cats, man, that helped me. And I didn't know at the time that they would help me. I had a contractor. One of the contractors, there was one of the crooked contractors helped me, you know, and showed me how to hang drywall. Because no, we didn't know how to fix a building. And we were just putting drywall scrap pieces all over the place, killing
Mm.
ourselves. He said, "Oh no, young blood, come here and do this." He came in there, he did his thing in one line, shoot, done. Drywall was up, he was ready, he was gone. He said, "Y'all gonna be here all day mudding and taping this." So the help comes from unexpected places sometimes. And I'm sorry about that. The help comes from unexpected places sometimes. And but when it comes, right, it doesn't always come the way you want it to come. It's going to come in challenges, and it's going to come in parables. And you're not going to understand the parable unless you walk in right with the Lord. And he did that. He speaks in parable because those people who are not supposed to get it won't get it. But those people who are supposed to get it understand what he's saying. That's why the Lord speaks in metaphors and parables, right? So I would tell him, hey man, stay the course, stay prayed up. Don't ever turn your back on the Lord. I've turned my back on God several times. And I thank him that he gave me just one more day to get that right. Never put this business above never put, finances above the Lord, or education above the Lord, or anything above the Lord. The Lord, the first Lord, the commandment is thou shalt have no other gods before me. Right? No, nobody. There's nothing. That's not even a heaven above the Lord. There's nothing above God. Nothing. And if you put something above God, that's idolatry. And that's the thing that God hates the most. Idol worship. Every time the Hebrew Israelites went into bondage, it was because of idolatry, right? So when you place your real estate business above the Lord, you're not going to go as far. When you place your finances above the Lord, you're not going to go as far because you're worshiping the things of this world. And you're supposed to be seeking the Most High, and He's going to straighten out your path. He's going to give you the success in your business. He's going to give you the people and the relationships. He's going to give you a podcast like what you're doing right here to spread the word. So people can have not only success in business, but they can have success in their personal and their spiritual life, right? So once you do all of those things, young Tone, right, you keep the Lord first, you stay prayed up, you stay in the faith. Challenges are going to come, problems are going to come. You're not going to be perfect, but you got to try to be excellent. Excellent in your dealings, excellent in your relationships, excellent in everything that you put your hands on. Because God is a God of excellence, right? So if you're excellent and you treat people with kindness and respect, that's all you can ever hope for.
That's deep. That's real deep. So, where could the viewers want to find you? How could they find you to know more about your system to help, other real estate investors or things like that?
I ain't nowhere, brother. I mean, I got like a little Facebook page or whatever, but I'm nowhere. I'm unfindable.
Okay.
This podcast is probably gonna be the most places you ever gonna find me. I don't have a mechanism for people to get in touch with me. I mean, they can find me on Facebook, I suppose. Um, but I mean, I don't have a system in place to mentor, or I don't have a system in place to educate or to teach. Then a few people that I guess it's been a lot more than a few, but the people that I've helped over the years, there was personal relationships already. I didn't seek them out. Uh, it was just people that just happened to know me, right? And they asked a question, and I just started talking, and I just told them everything, right? So if I guess, whoever's, sees this podcast that you putting out, that's probably how they're gonna get in touch with me.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate you coming on my platform. Like I look up to you. I take everything you say, and dissect it. The wisdom that you have applied that I gained from you, is remarkable, and amazing. Like I said, I'm really blessed and honored that you came and, blessed my platform with your wisdom that you possess inside of you, you know, and thank you. And
Well,
until,
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
no, no, go ahead. Finish.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I was a little leery about coming on. I'm not, I'm not real flashy. And I'm one of those dudes that's, behind the scenes pulling strings for people, and I don't have to be on the stage to let people see who I am. I've helped people start websites and in educational systems, and I help people with their real estate business. And I pour abstracts into absolutes, right? And that's was one of the things that I guess I can call that one of my strengths. But uh, so if I can help somebody pull their abstract into an absolute, then I help them. I don't necessarily get rewarded for that all the time, or even acknowledged for it all the time. And I don't scream it from the rooftops, right? You know, because that's I got my reward, I got my blessings from it. My blessings to see you succeed, uh, and I want your podcast to succeed. I see you grinding. I see you hustling. I see you trying to make things happen. And if I can help in some small way to make that happen for you, then I most certainly help you. Um, and the things that I do for my tenants, the things that I do for my contractors, the things that I do for other people in business, I don't get any reward for that except the acknowledgement that the Lord is blessing me to stay in this business 25 years. And or 20, I lost count, man. It's 23 years, 24 years. So with all of that, man, I appreciate you even considering me to even come on your podcast, uh, to speak about whatever it is we speak about. And I know we kind of got off track a little bit with the whole with the whole God thing, but he's just such a big part of my business, as a big part of my life, that I wouldn't be here without the goodness and graciousness of the Lord. And I just appreciate that he gave brothers like you platform. You're trying to get it going. You're trying to get it. You're trying to take care of your family. You're trying to do things positive in the community, be a positive force to help people, and that's always a good thing in my book. And I can, like I said, I can deal with anybody that's honest. I can deal with anybody that's kind. I can deal with anybody that's respectful, right? And you're all those things. And I know that you're taking some words from me, probably when you didn't even want to take them, right? But you took them, and I appreciate that. And it's just one of those situations, man, where I think you're gonna go far, and just keep grinding, just keep pushing, and don't quit, man. Because and I can tell this to everybody, don't quit. When you get close to your blessing, when you get close to your breakthrough, that's when all the haters come out. That's when all the demons and devils come out, because they know right around the corner is your breakthrough, and they trying to stop you. Because if you break through and then you start serving the Lord, or you break through because you're serving the Lord, then that's one less person they get to manipulate. That's one less person they get to use in the destruction of mankind and destruction of the godly system. So it's going to get dark sometimes. It's going to get lonely sometimes. It's going to get hard sometimes. And real estate and life and business, and you may have to go through some things sometimes. But if you stay that course, and you keep God first, and you stay prayed up daily,